We had no time to say goodbye, so let's not call it that. The war has already begun. It is just a continuation of past battles. The gods goad us on with the promise of their 7 treasures, rewards for the worthy, the doorway to divinity.
Genshin Impact is an open-world adventure RPG game. In the game, you explore as the Traveler, having the option to choose between one of the twin adventurers, Either or Lumine. Both are separated from each other when entering a world called Teyvat, and the chosen twin is on a mission to explore Teyvat to find the other. In Teyvat, there are 7 main nations and a few lesser-known ones called Kenria, Celestia, and Darksea. Each of the main 7 worships an archon, that is, a god who influences or governs the region in some way. The 7 archons were originally those who emerged victorious from the Archon War, an era of various power struggles between the gods. Each archon possesses a gnosis, an item that gives them the godlike ability to defend their nation, and unparalleled elemental power. Some people who reach certain requirements are granted visions, divine rewards that allow them to control one of the 7 elements corresponding to each archon. The elements are Anemo, air, Geo, stone, Electro, electricity, Dendro, plants, Hydro, water, and Pyro. Mondstadt is the first nation discovered by the player. The capital of Liberty is based in Germany. It's located between mountain ranges and vast plains, and the wind circulates at all times. The city is surrounded by a feudal-looking wall and a sprawling lake. Alcohol plays an important role, socially and economically. There's a big culture of alcohol consumption and many alcoholics. Under the Archon's blessing, most of Mondstadt has a mild climate that allows crops of all kinds to flourish. Its Archon is Barbados, god of freedom, who bestows the vision of Anemo and appears to be the only one so far who has a church and receives prayers. He's the weakest among the Archons as he has the lowest level of control and worship over his respective nation. He only personally intervenes if the freedom of his people is threatened. Thus, the city is marked by its adherence to freedom, having a casual and relaxed atmosphere. Mondstadt's trademarks are wine, flying, and the dandelion, some of the few things they learned from the Archon. The nation is also famous for poetry, and in his current form, Barbados roams the city in the guise of a mortal bard named Fenty. Leaving Mondstadt, the traveler proceeds to Liyue, based in China. It is delimited by a mountainous region and a coastline with well-defined seasonal changes. Liyue is the most prosperous of nations and has the largest trading port in Teyvat. The Archon of Liyue is Morax, responsible for the G division and the god of contracts. Thus, the responsibility of duties is something remarkable in the region. He went down to advise the people on market trends once a year, until he reached the conclusion that Liyue was ready to go independent. He currently wanders around Liyue as a foreign consultant named Zhong Li. Liyue was long protected by a group of beings enlightened by Morax, the Adepti, until the Qixing, a business committee that handles the government affairs, definitely assumed the charge. Its biggest festival is the Lantern Festival, where a huge lantern is built to honor those who sacrificed their lives in the Archon War, and hundreds of other lanterns are released into the sky, similar to the Chinese New Year. Liyue has an energetic atmosphere and culture well marked by the diversity of cuisine and the importance of music and game. The region also stands out in terms of supernatural. It has the greatest percent of adepti and missions related to identifying, expelling, or even helping ghosts and exorcists.
Born in Liyue, the traveler proceeds towards the nation of eternity, an archipelago in the far east of Teyvat called Inazuma. The nation is based in Japan and features endless storms. The inhabitants of Inazuma worship the goddess of eternity, Shogun Raiden, the Electro Archon, who exercises the shogunate of Inazuma by assuming the role of a governing entity. The nation suffered from isolation due to the Sokoku Decree, where Shogun ordered the closure of Inazuma's borders as part of the Vision Hunting Decree, which sought to capture the visions within the nation's boundaries. Inazuma hosts the Irodori Festival, the nation's most prestigious cultural event, which stems from the legends of the Five Kaisen, gifted singers and poetry writers of ancient Inazuma, who brought about a cultural revolution. The festival was forgotten after the Sokoku Decree. However, after the abolition of the Sokoku Decree, the festival revived as an international cultural convention, with light comics as a representation of modern Inazuma culture. Inazuma territory is divided into 7 regions: Ekanomiya, Narukami, Seirai, Tsurumi, Watatsumi, Yashori, and Kanazuka. Ekanomiya, originally known as the Byakuya Kingdom. Ekanomiya is a place beneath Inazuma. Narukami Island, the area extending from Ryutou, where the Electro Archon resides, is also the gateway to the nation that is home to the Narukami Grand Shrine, Sakura, and Inazuma City. Watatsumi Island, it is located at the opposite end of Narukami Island. The island is home to the Sangonami Shrine at its center and is surrounded by a canopy of mountains and waterfalls. The range's remoteness has allowed its residents to develop their own unique culture and customs. It is currently home to the Sangonami Residence Arm. Departing from Inazuma, the traveler heads to the Nation of Wisdom, Sumeru, which is found in west-central Tibet, alongside Liyue. It is based in India, Egypt, and the Middle East, where it features lush rainforests and barren desert. Sumeru worships the goddess of wisdom, Lesser Lord Kusanali, the Dendro Archon. The nation is recognized as the center of learning and is home to the Sumeru Academy, an ancient institution that has the whole of governing and directing research and studies. It is led by Azar, Nafis, and Kaja, all great sages. The culture is focused on studies and research, a knowledge in the general, so much so that adult residents throughout the territory use a device known as the Akasha system that has the function of finding information. The Sub-Zero's Festival is Sumeru's main cultural event, celebrating the birthday of the greater Lord Ruka Devata, the first Dendro Archon. The celebration has the origins in a party organized by a close friend of Ruka Devata, in which the gods got drunk, played music, and the greater Lord picked up, and finally the goddess of flower began to dance while Padisaras, a noble and sacred plant, bloomed. Currently the festival has several traditions, but the most important is the dance of Sub-Zeros, based on the dance of the goddess of flowers. Since the death of Rukadevata, the Sumeru Academy leaders have stopped organizing the festival